Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review. I'm here today to talk to you about should Beast Boy join the Doom Patrol show and should Cyborg join the Titan show. Now, this is what's been confusing fans ever since both these shows started. When Titans first showed up, there was no Cyborg in the show, and a lot of people are like, "Whoa, how can you not have Cyborg in a Titan type show when he's one of the founding members? Like he's a major dude in comic books, you know?" So people were really confused by that. Then in season one of Titans, they had a what is it? Doom Patrol like episode that was like a backdoor pilot, and it was successful, and they had their own show. In that pilot, there was Beast Boy, and Beast Boy was a part of the Doom Patrol, but the Doom Patrol wasn't a superhero group. They were just more of these disfigured people who get ridiculed by society, so they hide away in a mansion, and they try to cope with it and be happy with their lives. And Beast Boy was living there for some bizarre reason, even though he looks fully human and doesn't really turn into an animal all that much. See, in the comic books, Beast Boy has green skin. So anyway, and he looks kind of furry, so he doesn't really blend in and all this other stuff. So anyway, then when they did have the pilot, when they did have their own series, what is it? Beast Boy is nowhere to be found in the Doom Patrol show because, of course, he was on Titans. And then they decided, hey, we need somebody who's disfigured and a little emotional, so let's bring in Cyborg for like Doom Patrol. Since so many fans wanted him in Titans, and they didn't bring him in Titans. It was very confusing, very confusing, and people just kind of like, "Huh." But we're like, whatever, we just want Cyborg. So we got Cyborg. And so when the first season of Doom Patrol was over with, it confused a lot of fans. We're all just like, hey, why is there no mention of Beast Boy? And now we have Crazy Jane in the show because she wasn't in the backdoor pilot of the Titans episode. And then, so it took a long while, but then the creators of the show finally confessed that, oh, both these shows are in parallel dimensions. So there's two completely different versions of the Doom Patrol. So it's kind of like, okay, but whatever, you know what I'm saying? And so then we have that CW Crisis on Infinite Earth that combines so many of the parallel worlds together as one, but it left a couple of parallel worlds around, and then we see the cameo from both the Titans and the Doom Patrol, and they're still on two different Earths. So it's kind of like, okay, whatever. But here's my pitch and everything. I say it's time for both these characters to swap on different shows because they're just not, well, okay, Beast Boy, let's start with him first. Okay, look, Ryan Potter's a cool actor and everything. How he got his start in DC was after the Batman v Superman movie when we found out one of the Robins died. Of course, people took that as comic book accurate, as Jason Todd being the one dying, and Tim Drake comes in as the third Robin. So Ryan Potter, he decided, hey, I'm gonna audition for this role. And so he sent out this impressive tape, but Zack Snyder and the people at Warner Bros. And DC didn't want to go the route of like Tim Drake and all this other stuff. And I think they revealed that it was actually Dick Grayson that died or something like that. I can't really remember what. But what is it? So he didn't get to play a new Robin in the DCEU. But then I guess they were so impressed that they're like, hey, there's this show called Titans and blah, 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 and Beast Boy. And so the next thing he started playing Beast Boy. But he didn't play the Beast Boy everybody knows and loves. He's not humorous, he's not quirky, and he's not green and fuzzy. Now, this is not his fault. This is the writers and the executive producers' fault. They decided to go the cheap route and not paint his skin green. Same way they did with Starfire. She is not orange. And so it really bummed fans out a lot that the dude's not green. Well, like, okay, but what about the comedic stuff? Well, he's not comedic either. And so then it's kind of like, Well, okay, well, does he at least turn into animals? Well, he only turns into one specific animal, and that's a tiger. But he did turn into a snake when he was mind controlled in season 2, but that's only one time. And he rarely turns into an animal. And so it's like, okay, so what does he do on the show? Well, absolutely nothing. And I mean absolutely nothing. It's something that's been pissing fans off so much. Um, that it's kind of like fans are getting to the point where they're all like, well, what's the point of him even being on the show? Because there is no point on him being on the show. He doesn't even have a superhero costume, and everybody else has one. And so he's literally just a pointless character on a show that is very divisive and everything. So then we go over to Cyborg. In the first season of Doom Patrol, Cyborg is doing like the vigilante thing. He's already been turned into a cyborg. He stops minor crimes here. They're kind of like bank robbery type stuff. He has all this impressive tech. He could literally blast you with just the cannon in his arm and everything. And so, like, he and all his tech can, hack into like computers and hack into security cameras and audio feeds and all this other cool stuff. So he's capable of being a hero, but then once he joins the Doom Patrol group in the mansion, he becomes just like them. He's just like, oh, pity me. Oh, I'm so disfigured. Oh, I don't want to be a superhero no more. But, I used to be one. And he's gotten into that rut like the rest of them. And something he constantly deals with is him being a cyborg, him being accepted. Like that one time, I think in season 2, he went on this dating site and there was this one girl who was interested. But then once she saw what he really looked like, she wasn't no more because he's just a cyborg and stuff. And because of the show low budget, they can't have him be in his cyborg suit full time. So they have him in a hoodie. And the only part of the cyborg you see is just his face and just his hands. And they do occasionally show his chest. But honestly, they need better prosthetics on this dude. You can tell it's rubber. You can tell it's kind of like plastic. And the prosthetics they have for his chest is just literally a vest with some bulkiness to it. But it's not really all that impressive. I mean, if you go to Star Trek and you see the Borgs and TNG, they look cybernetic, and all they wore was like a leotard type thing, and some hoses and rubber stuff glued to them, and they look more mechanical than he does. And then when we get into First Contact and Voyager, then they get an upgrade. They're wearing a one-piece rubber suit, but it looks mechanical because it's been spray painted with metal colors, like different types of metal colors and rusty colors too. So it makes it look like metal, even though it's nothing but a rubber suit. So they can improve his suit big time. And so he doesn't even do like the superhero stuff no more. There are times when Cliff and Rita's are like, hey, let's be superheroes. And he's kind of like, I could train you and everything, but whatever, you know what I'm saying? And so he's stuck in this rut, and he's constantly bickering his father. So he fits the show of being a disfigured person who's just like, oh, woe is me type person. But he's better suited for Titans. Why? Because the Titans are actual... Well, okay, you can't see my quotation marks and my fingers, but pretend like you can see them. They're a superhero group. A murderous one from time to time, but they are a superhero group, and they actually, when they do team up and stuff like that, they actually fight crime. Whether it be individual or a team thing, they actually fight crime. And and that's one great thing about Titans is the action. So it's kind of like he's better suited with all his tech, and he did the vigilante stuff. His tech can be very useful in the field. And so it's kind of like, why is he on Doom Patrol talking about, whoa, woe is me, I look the way I do, when he could be kicking all kind of supervillain butt, you know what I'm saying? And then for Beast Boy, since these are two different shows and two different Earths, they could just have they could totally reinvent Beast Boy. They can turn his skin color green, give him a little fuzz, have him actually turn into animals and stuff. Get him a gorilla suit so he can just do the whole gorilla thing. Get him a dino suit so he can do the dino thing. And they can just take it from there. And then with him being green and fuzzy and people not accepting him, then he can be all, oh, woe is me and nobody likes me and I don't want to be a superhero. He could do that. And since he does absolutely nothing on the Titan show, he would be a perfect fit for this wacky team that just likes to cuss each other out and make fun of each other and feel sorry for each other and then boost each other's spirits up and then start dancing for no reason. He would be perfect on that show. It would finally give Ryan Potter something to do and something to say because he does absolutely nothing on the show. And it's really infuriating, you know what I'm saying? Because when he does finally get to say something or do something, it's pretty cool and everything. So, yeah, the creators of these shows really need to take a hard look because for both shows, I think the executive producers on both shows and the writers and stuff, so they really need to take a hard look at each other and be all like, okay, look, we need to make a major decision. We need to swap both these characters out. And we need to give them something to do like they're supposed to be doing, And so it wouldn't kill the show to swap them. It will make them so much better. Like so much better. So much better. Because it's just like they're wasting both these actors, They're wasting both these characters and they're wasting our time. And we don't want our time wasted, Okay, now I do remember. There was a first team of the Doom Patrol back in the day with the red outfits and this and that. I completely forgot. It's been a long time since I saw that episode. Alrighty, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.